Apparently memory loss is associated with not brushing your goddamn teeth because, like, gingivitis is linked with Alzheimer's. I just read that today. I don't know how true it is. I did not read the study. I did not read the story. I would take that with as many grains of sand as you can. So don't just immediately assume because you read a headline that yes, that's in fact, that's the case. But it is a headline I read. I'm not going to pretend like I read the whole thing. But I looked at that and I was like, I brush my teeth pretty regularly. I brush my teeth on a daily basis. Sometimes twice a day, most times twice a day. I floss. I do all the stuff. I do mouthwash. I have an electric toothbrush, in fact. But yet I can't remember a goddamn thing. Vinny, it was propaganda from Big Toothpaste. Those sons of bitches. I knew it was them. Vinny, it's linked to Alzheimer's specifically. Well, that's the thing. Maybe there's more to the story. I'm not saying I don't believe it entirely. I'm sure there's more to read into. It's just, that was a headline I read, and it's an interesting one, and yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say next. Holy shit, they were right. Did I brush today? I did, twice. Vinny, calling it now, we're gonna get talks about aliens this stream. No, we're not. We're not gonna talk about aliens. Just because they're out there somewhere, looking down, you know, abducting random people because of a deal the government made with them in the 1940s in exchange for technology and a certain amount of abductions per year, but not to go over that amount, and then they disregarded that amount because they don't give a shit. They're aliens. What are we gonna do? Shoot them with a bullet? That won't affect their hull. So the abductions went dramatically up, you know, and Eisenhower was always real pissed about that. That Eisenhower, you know how he is, that old scoundrel. And he was, you know, he was upset because he felt like he sold out the American people. Because them aliens ended up abducting 10 to 30 times more aliens, more humans, sorry, they didn't abduct themselves, than they were agreed upon to. So, like I said, we're not going to talk about aliens tonight. Vinny, this story sounds fake. Google it.
Do your own research, man! Don't believe the toothpaste leads to memory loss, man!
Do you know we have bases on the moon that may not be ours? Some of them might be. They look like mushrooms. They're on the dark side of the moon. Yeah! Carl, you talking shit. Carl. Vinny, I saw a documentary about moon Nazis. It was called Iron Sky. That was a good documentary. I agree. How was that Overlord movie? Was that any good? That was, the Overlord movie, if I'm not mistaken, was, it was Nazi zombies. I don't know. It's cool and all, but what about Nazi aliens? The answer is Star Trek. There's a Star Trek Enterprise episode, that's the one with Scott Bakula, where there's an alternate Earth history where aliens, like, take over the SS. And it's really fucking bizarre and kind of a good episode. It's a two-parter. But it's so ridiculous. It's just so dumb. And there's, like, Brooklyn guys, like, oh, hey! And they're fighting the Nazis in Brooklyn. They're, like, fighting the SS in the streets of Brooklyn. Like, throwing trash cans at them and shit. Alright, I don't know if they threw trash cans. Maybe. Vinny, I thought that was Voyager on the holodeck. I don't remember a lot of Voyager. For some reason. So... apparently there's a Nazi space alien episode of Voyager as well. Vinny, give me an Area 51 fact. Well, Area 51, as cool as it is, isn't where all the main work was going down. It was called S4, which is a little ways off from Area 51. And that's where Rem Lazar was back engineering UFOs. Area 51 is for tourists. Yup. Yeah, the real shit goes down elsewhere. Let's just say for a second, jokes aside, let's say for a second that the government, as I like to call it, the government, really did have aliens at Area 51. Let's say all the skepticism was wrong. And now that Area 51 is as popular as it is in pop fiction, do you think the government would still be, like, doing things with aliens at Area 51 after all the stuff that happened? After how known it became? I think they'd probably fucking ship that operation elsewhere. Vinny, I mean, presumably they have 50 other areas. I forget why they called it Area 51. I think it was just the place it was on the map. The grid reference on the map, thanks. See, now the person who said, I can guarantee the stream is going to be about aliens soon, that was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you never said that, there's a very high probability that alien chat would have never happened. Someone posted a scene of the X-Files where they ran out of reaction shots of one actor. So they have him going one way, and then they reverse him so that they reverse the footage so that it looks like he's looking the other way. Remember, X-Files also had an episode where Mulder and Scully fought a trash tulpa. It was all the sewage and trash from this nice little community, and because of all the negativity that was built up, it turned into a trash tulpa. An elemental, yeah, like something like that, like a trash spirit. Basically Garbodor, yeah. Ghostbusters 2? Yeah. Like, the slime was angry in Ghostbusters 2, so it was kind of like that. Yeah. Vinny, how would you react if aliens were discovered and they were basically xenomorphs? I would be upset. But that's why, like, a lot of people that claim to have made contacts with aliens, and they're like, oh, I'm in contact with a beautiful, tall, Nordic, blonde, Fabio-looking alien man. And listen, I don't know what these people saw. I don't know who they're talking to. Maybe they are talking to Fabio. But, you know, the people that speak to aliens seem to think that, there's Greys, there's Reptilians, and then there's Fabios. There's just, like, entire species of alien Fabios. Because you don't want to think that the alien spirit that you made up, I mean, are communicating with, looks like a xenomorph. You want them to look like Fabio. For some reason. Vinny, have you ever seen a UFO? I have seen things in the sky that I could not identify, but I hesitate to say if they were alien flying saucers. I did see, something hovering while I was driving one time, in one spot. It was kinda distant, but was just hovering there for like a couple minutes, and I followed it around with my eyes, and then, when I looked away, like, 'cause I was on a highway, so I was able to kind of peripheral look, and, when I looked away, it was gone when I returned to it. Does that mean it was aliens? I don't know. You know, I'm gonna let you decide that, chat.